Now it's a small presentation about India and our independence. Dear friends, and Taiwanese, Indonesian, and Vietnamese, all our friends. This was a short introduction about India. And we are celebrating the 75th year of our independence. India was colonized by the British, and we got the independence, and now we are a free nation. And India is a very large country. And the name of this year, the celebration is like Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, enjoying the freedom or celebration of freedom. And India is officially Republic of India, and in Hindi we say it's Bharat Ganaraj. And the orange letters there is Bharat, it's in Hindi, and we are very proud. We are the largest democracy in the world. We have a democratic system, and we have 1.38 billion people. Okay, next. And New Delhi is the capital of India, and this is our Parliament House. And this is our national flag. It's a tricolor flag. We have three colors and one Dharma Chakra. And each color has some meaning. And the saffron color is for strength, courage of the country, and the white is for peace and truth, and Dharma Chakra is for the peace and truth. And the green is for fertility and growth of auspicious of the land. We love our land like a mother. And we got independence on August 15, 1947. And the picture you see there is the state emblem. In all official documents, we have this emblem. This we adapted from the Ashoka. Okay. And you can call India as United States of India because we have many states, 28 states, and some areas directly controlled by the central government. It's a very big federal system, and each state is very unique. If you go to one state and then travel to another one, it will be slightly different. And when you go to another one, it's different in dressing, food habit, language, and everything. So you can say India is United States of India. Okay, next. And each state has its own language and culture. And there we have so many languages, official languages with their alphabets. And there are so many other unofficial languages like dialects. And we have some of the oldest languages in the world like Sanskrit and Tamil. And some of the major religions originated in India, including the Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. And this is our Indian currency. The gentleman in the picture is Mahatma Gandhi. We consider the father of our nation. He struggled a lot to get freedom for us from the British. Next. And the philosophy, Indian philosophy, even though India was formed in 1957, the concept of India was there even thousands of years ago. So collectively we have a soul, Indian soul, and we have a philosophy like Logo Samasta Sugino Bhavantu. That means let all the living beings in the world be happy and healthy. The word Bhavantu is not just happy and healthy, happiness, health, prosperity and all, freedom and all. And we say this Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. That means the world is one family. And one poet in the 6th century BCE, so you can understand how many years before, probably 3000 to 2500 years ago, and he told, I am a world citizen and every citizen is my own kith and kin. That kind of feeling we have. Next. And when you talk about India, not just after 1947, but we had a very long history, dating 1000 years ago back. And in ancient India, it was not restricted to the political map of now what you see, but it's beyond that, like Pakistan and some part of Afghanistan and some part of Iran, Nepal, etc. were part of that old Indian kingdom ruled by many kings. And similar to traditional Chinese medicine, we have a very long history of traditional Indian medicine called Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is very helpful for detoxification of our body, relaxation, problems associated with bones, neuro problems, skin problems, and a lot more. So India is a very good destination for medical tourism. If you are interested, definitely you can visit India. Next. And in the modern world, India is called the pharmacy of the world. We produce a lot of medicines and vaccines. We have a lot of facilities to produce, and the chemicals are cheap. So in India, when you look at the price of medicines in other countries and India, it's very cheap. We have such great facilities. Next. And yoga. Yoga is, the meaning of yoga is union, but it has a very great meaning. In the Western world or modern world, yoga is an exercise for relaxation, but actually in India, yoga means it's part of a spirituality, it's part of exercise, and it's part of everyday life for being happy and healthy, and also a part of spirituality to be in union with God. And Adi Yogi, Lord Shiva, is considered as the yoga guru. Next. Next slide, please. Okay, and India is the land of festivals. If you go to each and every state, you can find colorful festivals, and they are very unique, all colorful. And this is one festival, and you can see elephants are decorated, and you can see it is very colorful, hundreds of elephants decorated, and it's from my native state, Kerala. It's called the Puram festival. Next slide. And Holi, it's a festival of colors. It's a national festival. Next page. And Onam is also another celebration of lot of flowers and colorful festival and food. Next. And this is another festival, Diwali, the festival of lights. Next. And Pongal is another festival. It's a very colorful festival. It's a harvest festival. And lot of other, so many festivals, and we don't have time, so we show only a few. Yeah, Kumbh Mela is another big festival. And there are a lot, India is colorful. The girls are very colorful. They always wear only colorful dress, and they decorate themselves. And we have very colorful situation. And you can see, in India, elephant is a pet. And elephant is part of many of our daily life, including spirituality. If you go to some temple, you can see elephants. And landscape. So India is a spiritual destination for tourists seeking for inner peace or relaxation or a break from your busy life. And you can see India is very wide. We have the ice mountains in the Himalayas, and very hot weather in Rajasthan. We have very greenful places in other places. We have backwaters in Kerala. If you wish to visit Kerala or if you want to enjoy the backwaters, please inform me, I can help you. Okay, next please. India is a land of martial arts. There are so many martial arts in each and every state. They have their own style of martial arts. And do you remember, I hope all of you know that Shaolin Kung Fu is very famous in China, and there are Shaolin temples. Do you know where it came from? Okay, next slide please. And if you travel toward Taiwan, and if you go to any antique shop or big supermarkets, everywhere you can see this guy, right? And he is Bodhidharma. He is actually from India, who spread Buddhism from India to China, and also he brought the martial arts to China, and they modified as now Shaolin art. Okay, next. And India, India was very great in astronomy and mathematics. So we had a very good knowledge about the in astronomy and mathematics and chess and the idea of the concept of zero, infinity, and the decimal system. And we have our own Indian calendar. Okay, next please. So this is a sundial. You see in the middle is a sundial to note the time. It's a very big building-like structure, and you can measure the time to the accuracy of 2 seconds. So if you ever visit India, please visit Jantar Mandir. There are many places in Delhi, Jaipur, etc. Please do visit. So that's the ancient Indian. Now the modern Indian, we have the Indian Space Research Association. It's a very effective and very competitive association, and we send a lot of satellites to the space. And you see, in maybe 5 years ago, 2017, February 15, we sent 104 satellites in one rocket. So that was a very big thing in India. And we have the moon mission and our the satellite orbiting the moon identified water in moon. Okay, next please. So we were very great in mathematics and astronomy. In the modern era, we are very great in actually in computer science or software and business management. And you can see some of the top business companies in the world. I hope you all agree with me. Google is one of the biggest companies in the world. Google, Microsoft, Adobe, Twitter. Twitter, this guy CEO, Mr. Parag Agarwal, he's just 37 years old and he's a CEO. And IBM and Mastercard, they are all Indian guys. So actually, they are very good in mathematics and management. Next, please. So when we talk about ancient India, we are there not only in this education, spirituality, and philosophy, etc. And these are two ruins of some old universities in India. One is the University of Ancient Taxila. Right now, it's in the present-day Pakistan, and it was active during the 10th and 5th century BCE. That is 2,500 years to 3,000 years ago. And then Nalanda University in the 5th and 3rd century. They were the Buddhist teaching centers as well. So students from all over the world reached there. Okay, next please. So in the modern world, our education system, we want to contribute to the world. So we have an International Solar Alliance in India, initiated by India, by our Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi. With this, 121 countries joined only to develop or do research and development for harvesting solar energy. And recently, we have another idea or the concept of one world, one sun, and one grid. So the countries in the temperate region or near the equatorial region, we get a lot of sunlight. We can harvest and produce electricity and send to the other countries like the European countries where they have very less sunlight. Okay, next please. And food, when you talk about India, if you travel to any state, you can find a lot of variety of foods. Okay. And engineering and architecture. And India was great in ancient engineering and architecture. You can find temples and other structures more than 1,000 or 1,500 years old, still intact without any problem, and made full of granite and stones, rock stones. Next please. And these are some of the examples of the temples we have. And even the Angkor Wat in Cambodia, you can find the Indian architecture and civil engineering. Okay, next please. And India is the land of many classical art forms and music, and so many art forms is here, and all different represent different states. It's very colorful. India is colorful, and we have classical Indian music, Carnatic music, Hindustani music, and other than that, we have a lot of folk songs. And similar to the Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si in the Western note, we have Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni, and so many indigenous Indian musical instruments. Okay, next. Thank you very much, and you are welcome to India. Thank you.